What's up? It's your boy Danye BC2, and we back. So I'm doing this differently. I'm doing this as a live stream. So the first subject, actually, before we get into it, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. Road to 1,000 is definitely the goal. And I appreciate everybody who's been rocking with me along the way. Now, today, we're going to talk about three different things, but the first thing I want to hit on is Jason Whitlock. So I don't not know what happened. I don't know what happened at all. All I know is Jason Whitlock and Stephen A. Smith are beefing. I don't know. I wish I could do more digging, but I wanted to react to it live and while y'all watch. But let's see what Jason Whitlock had to say about Stephen A. Smith. Let me get my banners going on too. Where we at here? All right, let's check this drone out.
Because I'm listening to this going, oh my God, does Katt Williams know who he's talking to in Shannon Sharpe and what he represents? Because when he talks about that cabal, that Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley and all these guys, you know who's in that cabal in the sports media world? Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith is a part of that cabal. And so Stephen A. Smith wrote or had someone write, because Stephen A. Smith can't write, had someone write a memoir, Straight Shooter. And he shouldn't have done that because I've read it. If you go look at Stephen A. Smith's narrative, many people, including myself, that know Stephen A. Smith's narrative is like, this makes no sense. This dude could barely write. Had editors at the Philadelphia Inquirer that had to rewrite everything. Stephen A. Smith, if you go read his memoir and listen to the stories he tells about getting a basketball scholarship to Winston-Salem State, it's so mind-blowingly preposterous and stupid and fabricated. Somehow sits out a year.
Okay, so if you didn't catch that, in the very beginning of the video, he was trying to compare the Katt Williams situation because Katt Williams was actually talking about the other comedians, and he was saying that they basically didn't put in the work or like don't have enough credentials to really speak on him. So he's trying to like compare this to Stephen A. Smith, I think, with a lot of other like commentators or other basketball people who played the game who are in the NBA that always debate Stephen A. and always go at Stephen A. He's saying that I think he's trying to like compare it to that Stephen A. shouldn't really like be going back and forth with them, or they shouldn't be going back and forth with Stephen A. because Stephen A. isn't certified enough, which I don't agree with, but we can keep watching.
Year and goes and plays in one scrimmage game, and he gives a date of the scrimmage game. It's like it's in the middle of their season. They bring Stephen A. Smith up for a scrimmage at the end of their season around NCAA conference tournament time. They bring him up, and he participates in the scrimmage and makes 17 straight shots, and they give him a full-ride basketball scholarship at a school that struggles to give out full-ride scholarships to more than 3 or 4 players on the team. Stephen A. Smith got one for making 17 straight shots in a scrimmage at the end of some.
Jason Whitlock's talking a lot, but do you not see Stephen A.'s form in the background? That joint is hit money. What is he shooting? Look at his
to give out full-ride scholarships to more than 3 or 4 players on the team. Stephen A. Smith got one for making 17 straight shots in a scrimmage at the end of someone's regular season when he drove up from New York. Stephen A. Smith's on camera talking to Molly Karam and Jalen Rose and J.J. Redick, and they put up a stat, and we can play the video.
Before we dig into the NBA, take a look at this blind resume here. It's 3 players, their scoring average in each person's final college season. Do we have any guesses who this might be? Jalen, who do you think? What is this?
Nah, this is hilarious. JJ's on the right.
It's our starting lineup from tonight.
Well, they're not telling us I only played one game because I cracked my kneecap in half, but that's neither here nor there.
That is neither here nor there.
Everybody's kind of giggling at Stephen A. in comparison to J.J. Redick and Jalen Rose. And Stephen A. says on camera, well, what they don't tell you is, I only average 1 point a game because, or I only average that little a game because I only played in one game that year because I blew up my knee. Someone must have figured out later, like, Stephen A., we got you up here saying you average 1.5 points a game your senior year. You just said on camera you only played in one game your senior year because you blew out your knee. You can't average 1.5 points if you only played one game.
Facts. He is right about that. The numbers do not add up. You play one game and average 1.5.
Can't be done. Now, I'm not a math genius, but it cannot be done. So what he did, there's another video of Stephen A. Now, Stephen A., you got time to scrub it from the internet if you'd like. Where it's like 3 or 4 months later, Stephen A. figured out, like, oh, God, I screwed up. And so he went on the Stephen A. Smith podcast and said, he played the clip of them doing that. And then he said, it's all a lie. It was all a lie. I didn't play a damn game because I blew out my knee.
It's a lie. How about 0? Because I never played, because I cracked my kneecap in half.
So that was Jason Whitlock's rant on Stephen A. And you could tell.
Okay, so yeah, as you can see, Jason Whitlock, he's not playing around with Stephen A. He did make some points though. I ain't gonna lie, he did come up with some good points, which I don't know Stephen A's background, but I wasn't thinking, because Stephen A does actually talk about some of his history. At least he said how he had to go through a lot of interviews. He said like over probably like 20 interviews to get the position of where he's at. Yeah, I mean, he's been on TV for 15 plus years for sure, damn near as long as I've been living. So he's put in the work. That's where I'm not really seeing what Jason Whitlock's talking about, because it's not like Stephen A. Smith just came out of nowhere. We all watched Stephen A. Smith's progress. Like, we've seen Stephen A. over the years, and now he's successful. He's damn near the best sports commentator in all the stuff that he does and all the things that he gets into, and he earned it. He worked his butt off. He was in everybody's faces. He is arguably, one of the best debaters, because, he's been in spotlights. He has his own moments, and it's Stephen A. Smith. So yes, Stephen A. Smith, a guy who's put in the work, a guy who's been there, who showed up, who has a background, who has, some solid stuff to his name, should be able to speak about the sport that he studies and talks about. So Jason Whitlock, I'm not quite seeing, I'm not connecting the pieces to whatever you're trying to solve. So yeah, that's the Jason Whitlock and Stephen A. Story that's going on. Now, the next subject that I want to talk about is Katt Williams. Now, Katt Williams is still in the headlines. Now, I know Katt Williams had an explosive interview with Shannon Sharpe, which he has over 40 million views. 40 million views on an interview in like 4-5 days. That is ridiculous. But Katt Williams, after his interview, has decided to take Kevin Hart's ex-wife on tour with him. Let's load up this video. Oh man.
We all know, y'all, that Katt Williams does not like Mr. Kevin Hart, baby, after that interview with Shannon Sharpe. Well, baby, honey, Kevin's ex-wife, Miss Tori Hart, has responded to the drama by announcing, y'all, that she's going on tour with Katt. Woo. Yes. So, baby, Miss Tori posted to her IG, "Come see me live with my good friend Katt Williams on a Dark Matters tour." All right, honey.
I like this for her. Tori's very funny.
She is.
She's very underrated, very funny. I've had the pleasure of meeting her before. She's very sweet, very nice girl. So I look forward to it for her.
And I like the fact that she's been grinding for a long time, always doing something. So, like, when the door opens for opportunity, walk through that joint.
And Katt usually takes comedians and new people on the road with them to give them a shot.
So people trying to give her a flag, though, trying to say, well, girl, you going with the Archie, and you going with Katt. After, Katt said the stuff about Kevin Hart or what have you. But my thing is, this girl needs to work just like Kevin. Kevin didn't put on his tour, so she'll go where she can get on her tour and work. So
I think it's a perfect opportunity. I think it's super smart on Katt's side, also from like a marketing component. Because like, how many views did that Club Shay Shay interview get?
37
million in 5 days?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
40
Now you're
now.
taking Torrey Hart out on tour. Come on, let's go.
I do imagine.
All right, so they're hitting this a little differently than what most people are hitting it at. Is they're looking at it from more of a business standpoint and actually saying that, you know what I mean, Kevin Hart's ex-wife worked for it. So that's, you know what I mean, what they're talking about and what they're saying. But a majority of people are basically trying to say Katt Williams is petty. Now, is Katt Williams petty? Because he did have something to say about Kevin Hart, and which he actually said that basically Kevin Hart is a plant and that Kevin Hart didn't really have to work, or he was given an opportunity that many other people don't get. And so now, after saying all that and talking about that, you know what I mean, his Katt Williams invites his ex girl on tour. I mean, listen, like the white guy said on here, it is smart. It is a great marketing move. A lot of people's going to be talking about it. A lot of people are talking about it because, you know what I mean, it's one of the hot topics. And they're saying that she's a good comedian. They're saying Kevin Hart's girl is a good comedian. So we're going to have to see. But personally, I like the move too. I think is very business minded. Let's see if we can listen to a little bit more though. Let's see if they said anything else.
Imagine Kevin Hart's probably mad like how Biggie was mad when Faith did a song with Pac. You know what I'm saying? At this point.
Listen, I think this is great for everybody. I even saw Ricky Smiley drop a tour today. Like, everybody drop your tours. Drop your tours, get your money. Like, this is the time.
Ricky Smiley dropped the tour? Oh, man. Yeah, Kevin Hart put people on. And I even seen Mike Epps. He made a little video joking and saying, like, Katt, why am I saying Kevin Hart? Saying Katt Williams should have shouted him out because it would have blew him up a little bit. He got some promo that he has to do. So, I mean, Katt Williams is putting a lot of people on the map right now. He is the hottest thing. If he says your name, I mean, you're one of the hottest ones. Now, let me check. This is the last thing I want to check out as well with this Katt Williams and Kevin Hart ex-wife situation. So they did actually, TMZ asked Kevin Hart how he felt about the move, and this is what Kevin Hart had to say.
Everybody.
I love that.
Success. I want everybody to win. I love everybody.
I love that. Once again, you know, your ex-wife is going on tour with Katt.
I want everybody to win. I hope the tour is great.
I love that. So you are supportive of her. Thank you, Mr. Hart. I appreciate.
Kept it short and sweet. Said what he had to say. I mean, Kevin Hart's in a hard situation because he did respond to Katt Williams, but he responded in a joking way in which he didn't really go at Katt Williams. He just like made fun of the fact that Katt Williams said he read 4,000 books a year as a kid and just joked about how Katt Williams talked about how he should have been in college when he was younger too and stuff like that. And a lot of people were like, corny. Yeah, that Kevin Hart, your jokes ain't hitting like that. And the Plastic Cup Boys were with Kevin Hart at the time. So, yeah, I mean, they had a bunch of comedians up there that they could have, yeah, I mean, lit a little bit of fire. But as you can see, it doesn't seem like Kevin Hart wants to smoke. I know Kevin Hart is big on his brand. I know he's big on not beefing. He's big on not basically getting no negative publicity because he's trying to make as much money as possible. But I mean, when does it start looking bad? That's my thing. I think it can start looking bad if you're just always seen in a weak position. And Katt Williams is coming. He's not playing around. Now, the last subject that I want to hit on, and let's see here. It is actually on Erik Spoelstra. First off, shout out to Erik Spoelstra. You know what I'm saying? One of the best coaches in the league for sure. And you know what I mean? Erik Spoelstra has signed the biggest coaching deal in history. So let me show y'all real quick. This guy, Erik Spoelstra, is making money. Let me make it bigger. Look at this. Erik Spoelstra. Let me put contract, make it a little easier. Erik Spoelstra signed $120 million contract. I think it's in a what? 8 months, 8-year span. So he signed for 8 years, 120 mil, which is, you know what I mean, the biggest contract. Articles right here. But this is the thing. He did sign this big contract, but it came after he divorced his wife. Now, how smart or how what's going on? You know what I mean? How my mans get out of that? How did he wiggle his way out of that? So this is the story they basically saying. They basically saying that Erik Spoelstra, once he got his divorce, the contract came in the door. So they was just waiting until the papers and everything was finalized. So his ex-wife can't get at that. And the crazy part is his ex-wife did respond, which let's see. Yeah, I mean, this is talking about Erik Spoelstra's divorce was finalized to give him record-breaking $120 million contract. And then it's what we go work. But look what Erik Spoelstra's wife responded. So somebody tweeted at Erik Spoelstra's wife saying, Erik getting 120 mil, way to fumble the bag, to his wife. His wife responded, you know, women can't win. You leave, you're a gold digger. You stay, you're a gold digger. Please mind your own business and keep your crass uniformed opinions to yourself, whatever she's talking about. But yeah, so I mean, she has a point. She does have a point. She's saying we got a divorce, then he got, he leveled up and got the bag. And you're still saying I lost in this situation? I thought I would, that wouldn't make me a gold digger. And then she's like, but if I did stay, y'all would have called me a gold digger for, staying for the bag. That is a lose-lose situation. Like, I don't know. I think she does have a point. I think, but Erik Spoelstra, he won at the end of the day of this. It was very strategic. I know that a lot of people behind the scenes had a lot to do with it, and it's rightfully so. He definitely deserves the bag. A lot of coaches out here are getting to the bag. Shout out to the Detroit Pistons coach who is getting to the bag and losing every game. Never seen nothing like that. Last time I seen losing with a bag like this was Jay Cutler. And we don't got to talk about that. But yeah, shout out to Erik Spoelstra. Thanks for the people that's watching. You know what I'm saying? Please do me a huge favor. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't. And also, y'all see the Cash App down there. You know what I mean? Help me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a struggling college student. You know what I mean? I need any type of funds, any help. Help your brother out. But I'll catch y'all in the next video. See y'all soon, and thank you guys for rocking with me.